us on Fox Sports New York. Second half action here at the Continental Airlines Arena. 8-point Magic lead. Mike Austin setting up in the post. Gatling came over to help. Austin got the bounce, could not get the follow. And he took a hard fall. He was fouled.
It's a big fella going down just then, but the effort pretty good.
He's listed at 6'10", 270. His first couple of years in the league, he was well over 300. First half statistics brought to you by the New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit. Field goal percentage continues to be a problem for the Nets. They shot 40% in their victory over the Atlanta Hawks on Sunday night. But the rebounds probably kept the Nets in this game. 29-17. Turnovers an issue as well. Austin hitting the first free throw.
Well, you talked about rebounding also. Keith Van Horn doing a nice job of picking up his third that last trip. How about Jason Williams' numbers at the half with 13 rebounds already?
13 boards, but he is 0 of 7 shooting from the field. Most of those on second chance attempts, following a tip in. 2 points as he hit 2 of 2 from the line. Austin will get a second free throw. He resuscitated his career under Pat Riley in Miami. Would like to coach when he finishes his playing career.
Just as long as they don't like the broadcast, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's all you like to hear.
I like to hear them wanting to coach and go to the front offices.
I'll start pointing out all the guys that want to be broadcasters afterwards. Kendall Gill short from the side. Outlaw the rebound. And that's number 5 for him. So the Magic with a 10-point lead. Wearing their new uniforms. Celebrating their 10th anniversary. Austin off the mark from the outside. Gill leads the break with Harris. Anderson came over to defend him.
Harris with another grimace on his face as he ran the floor that time. Remember, at the end of the second quarter, he left under a little distress.
Van Horn rimming out. Austin the board. He was uncontested, left alone. No white jerseys in the vicinity.
Plus a lot coming from the outside also. Not a whole lot of attacks going on for the Nets down deep.
Anderson.
Oh, man.
He is smoking hot.
And the release just keeps getting faster and faster, if that's possible. And John Calipari wants to talk things over at the other end.
22nd timeout. Nick Anderson now 7 of 8 from the field, 18 points.
See Harris coming around that screen, that little rotation and pivot away from Harris. Harris was moving towards the middle of the floor. You see him coming towards the middle. Anderson moves away with his pivot. And boy, does he just drill it. That ball is rotating as much as you possibly can on the jump shot. I'm sure John Calipari said at the half, hey guys, let's try to stay close to him. And Harris was trying to that trip, but
Nick Anderson, former college roommate of Kendall Gill at the University of Illinois, team that went to the Final Four back in 1989. (55-43) Magic.
See if they try to get Gatling involved on the blocks a little bit.
Van Horn defended by Outlaw. Shot clock at 10. It is Gatling one-on-one with Brent. Van Horn couldn't get it to him. Shot clock at 5. Gill. Pull-up jump. Kendall Gill.
Hardaway was looking for a little push-off, but Gill used that strength. Well-conditioned athlete. Came in handy there. A little trap at half court.
Once again, a 10-point lead for the Magic. Gill went for the steal. Hardaway fending off. Ike Austin left free for a moment. There's the screen by Outlaw. Williams sticks with him. Austin from the outside.
Yeah, that's the one you want Austin shooting. Putting it on the floor and drifting away from the basket. He's not a force on the boards either.
He's now 2 of 8 from the field. 7 points, 4 rebounds.
Yeah, the message was to get the ball to Gatling. It's the second look for him. Oh, you got to catch that basketball up.
Gatling didn't bring it in. Nets turned it over. 11th turnover for New Jersey.
Pretty good delivery there by Keith Van Horn, too.
Grant lobs it to the interior. Austin trying to go off the window. Knocked upstairs. Outlaw kept it alive for Austin. And a new shot clock. Grant the pull-up stroke.
Nets have to get that second opportunity, though, there. They cannot let the Magic, especially with some of the shooters they have, Grant being one of them when he squares up 15 to 17 feet away.
Keith Van Horn with his team down by 12. Ball movement. Gill watched by Hardaway. Harris the jump shot. Rimming off. Williams couldn't grab it. Orlando does. Penny Hardaway with his 7th rebound. Anderson, screen set by Outlaw. Anderson finally misses from the outside, and Gatling the defensive rebound. John Calipari has seen enough. He wants to talk it over with his team at the 8:33 mark of the 3rd quarter. Magic up by 12 here at the Meadowlands. More 3rd quarter action when we come back.
Under Sprite caps, and you could win free Sprite or a $25,000 paycheck.
2 words, kid. Savings account.
Nah, let Kobe take you traveling.
You know about traveling. You do it all over the court. Think steady, long-term growth.
I don't know what's weaker, your advice or your game.
We?
Yeah, we.
Hey, don't make me come over there.
Excuse me?
You want me to say it
Guys,
again?
I kind of have to get home.
Anybody here talking to you?
No.
I didn't think so.
The Sprite salary cap game.
You heard me. I don't think I did.
What you do with the money is your choice.
I think you did.
Back at the Meadowlands, championship boxing returns to Madison Square Garden February 20th when IBF world champion Felix Trinidad takes on 6-time world champion Pernell Whitaker. It's the welterweight showdown that boxing fans have been waiting for. Trinidad versus Whitaker, Saturday, February 20th at the Garden. Visit the Garden box office or call Ticketmaster 212-307-7171. Nets give it away. Bad pass, Ryan Evans.
Especially after a timeout. Want to get something better than that.
12th turnover. Orlando has scored 13 points off of those New Jersey mistakes. Horace Grant, nothing but nylon from the outside. Grant has shot better than 50% from the field in 10 of his 11 years in the NBA.
Same play we've seen already with Grant shooting from the outside. That's given the Nets problems. A little different defensive effort that time. It did not seem to appear to work.
Grant now 7 of 8 shooting from the outside. Shot clock is down to 6. Harris trying to make something happen. Hard drive. Rejected by Outlaw. Evans with a shot clock winding down. Harris up high. Tried to clean it up, but Isaac Austin getting a piece.
A better set that time for the New Jersey Nets, but just can't get anything to go down.
Nets shooting 35% from the outside. Hardaway turns the corner. That explosive drive by Penny Hardaway.
Just not happening defensively right now. They got to go after Penny Hardaway, keep him from penetrating, keep him off the baseline, seal it a little better.
On a 10-2 run this quarter. Van Horn. And it's stolen away. They converged on Van Horn underneath. Anderson. The back in by Austin. Now he'll face Williams. Touch feed, and Penny Hardaway getting a little too cute. Kendall Gill will back it out with his team down by 16. Van Horn off the spin, fadeaway. Rolling out, Jason Williams was fighting for it, and he will get collared with a loose ball foul.
The play we talked about before, you have Grant who's going to come across and set the screen again, and Hardaway's going to come back. Now watch Keith Van Horn defend this. They used to have Jason Williams run that way after, but now watch Van Horn's going to try to get there. Williams communicates, Van Horn comes over, but Grant is so good at shooting the ball, you just have to get closer to him and get a hand in his face.
Darrell Armstrong has come on for Orlando along with Danny Shea. Scott Burrell, Jim McIlvaine onto the floor for New Jersey. Grant tried to dump it inside. Ball, whoa, knocked towards the sideline, and Jim McIlvaine made a dive for it. Out of bounds, last touch, New Jersey. We'll see Earl Boykins come into the game for the Nets during the next dead ball situation.
Good effort there by McIlvaine. No shot at getting to it, but the effort there still.
Armstrong splitting defenders.
Yeah, when Armstrong comes in, that's the cue when John Calipari said he was going to try to get Boykins in the game.
Nothing but air for Armstrong as the Nets controlled it before the 24-second shot clock expired. 61-45 as we hit the midway point. 3rd quarter here at the Meadowlands. McIlvain a post-up opportunity. Tough hook shot from Jim McIlvain, too far from the rim. Keel saved it for Van Horn, and a foul call. Offensive. Keith Van Horn will pick up number 4.
Yeah, the Nets are getting caught a little bit in their stagnancy.
Van Horn on the drive in. Nick Anderson taking the charge.
John Calipari questioning the fact of whether the defender was standing inside that dotted line that we referred to. Underneath the basket. You'll see the defender. Let's see if the defender stays. There's that dotted line, and watch him come down. And clearly he's a good stride away from the dotted line.
Earl Boykins. Evans, that little head and shoulder fake, and he turned it over again.
Well, and right up in the air, too, Ian.
Armstrong to Outlaw. Big finish, Bo Outlaw.
Well, that was a beautiful finish, too.
He is a tremendous leaper.
Yeah, drifting to his right and slamming it with the left.
And the Magic have leapt out to an 18-point advantage. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the third. Evans will shoot it. Can't hit the 3. And a foul called. Scott Burrell.
Yeah, Burrell goes after the basketball, and Armstrong drags his arm down with the ball. So against Armstrong, but the Nets just can't get a rhythm at the offensive end.
Nets now down to 33% shooting from the field. You could tell John Calipari is getting more and more upset with Brian Evans with every minute that he plays. Boykins the jump shot. No good. Loose ball foul. Williams went for the rebound. And for Jason Williams, that will be number 3. 13 foul on the net, so a side out for Orlando. Nets this quarter are 1 of 10 shooting. 5 turnovers. 63-45, Magic. Orlando on the 12-2 run here in the third.
A little better set defensively there by Burrell. McIlvain coming out to pressure the pass. See if the Nets can get a rhythm going here. Evans is a shooter, Burrell from long range, and see if any blocks. You have Jason Williams and McIlvain on the floor at the same time.
Outlaw. Blocking it with his wrist.
Boy, did you ever see that one lined up. Jason's in trouble. It's Grant right there who's helping Outlaw without even knowing it by making Jason Williams work a little harder for the shot.
Boykins on the dish off. Burrell got caught up in the air. And a foul called on the inside. Or just out of bounds. Out of bounds is the call. 5 seconds to shoot. Outside Williams. Burrell forced to put it up and knocks it down.
That's good legs right there. Very good legs coming off the screen. You get those legs underneath you. It's totally different shooting the basketball. Strong legs, easier shot.
Trying to trap Armstrong. Orlando gets it across. Outlaw have to catch it first.
A little better 2 sets in a row now for the Nets defensively. Jason Williams, that trip with the pop to the baseline forced Outlaw to look at him, and Mr. Daly has to give it a thought.
Nets went on a bit of a run at the end of the second quarter to at least make it a single-digit deficit. They currently trail 63-47. Foul called out front. Darrell Armstrong disagreeing with the call, and Armstrong has picked up 4 personal fouls in just 8 minutes.
Well, when Boykins is on the floor, Ian, he has to keep the pressure on with his quickness. He has to play smart with the quickness. Jason Williams had a dunk just then, but Boykins hasn't been on the floor with him enough to know that that's Jason's kind of signature move to the dunk down the lane.
Shot clock at 9. Boykins resetting the offense. Penetration by Boykins. The jumper, Brian Evans.
There's the speed, though. Speed will kill you in the lane, and Boykins really put the motors on, brought a lot of bodies to him, and a beautiful dish. Now, that's what Evans has to do. He has to be ready to stroke.
Trying to swarm defensively. Orlando handling it in the half-court set. Nick Anderson trying the window.
Yeah, but they ran at him better. They did not allow him to shoot the easy shot. He's been shooting it well all night.
Stutter step Boykins. Burrell is open. Can't hit the two-pointer. McIlvain offensive rebound. Dumps it down low. Evans in a crowd. McIlvain short jump. No good. And it's rebounded by Outlaw. So Nets had some chances to cut into this Orlando lead. It remains at 14. Chuck Daly not content with what he has seen offensively from his team. He takes a timeout. 2:45 left in the third. The Magic on top.
You know, we've been together for a while, and I've been thinking. I don't know. I'm missing something from.
It's all about pulling together to achieve a common goal. This season, two great teams are joining forces to bring you tremendous savings. The Nets and Pathmark. Check out the savings all season long at your local participating New Jersey Pathmark stores. Just look for the Nets Slam Dunk savings displays and score big savings on your favorite items. The Nets and Pathmark. What a team.
Jason Williams broke his nose in the season opener in Atlanta, and he just took a shot moments ago.
Well, look over on the right side of your screen. You'll see right there, and this side there, you see Jason getting that shot. And here he is down here. He's down on this side. Watch him come out now. The arm's going to come up, and bang, it gets him. And I've never broken my nose, Ian, but I've gotten hit a couple of times across the bridge of the nose, and it just rings. And I can't imagine what it feels like when you have a fracture in there.
That was during the timeout. Jason working on his nose a bit. Shot clock is down to 5. And Harpering now in the game for Orlando.
You don't want to foul there. Good, smart basketball.
Armstrong's jump shot goes over the backboard, out of bounds. Darrell Armstrong came in averaging 13 points per game. He's been held scoreless so far, 0 of 5 shooting. He does have 5 assists, and Chuck Daly getting a little bit antsy with his team leading 63-49, but the Nets showing some signs of life here in the third.
Armstrong also coming in as their assist leader, too.
Boykins lost the ball off the penetration. That's turnover number 16. Hardaway in a matchup with Burrell. Crossover. To the post. Hardaway for 3. They'll count it for 2. Foot was on the line for Penny Hardaway. Now has 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. Turnovers, part of the story right now. Sam Cassell, normally the starting point guard for this team, still out with the ankle injury. Maybe he comes back tomorrow night against Milwaukee.
Boy, do they ever need his offensive confidence. Oh, another turnover.
Penny Hardaway just all over the floor defensively. Could not hit the floater, but Harpering was there.
That's goaltending.
It is. Burrell got it while it was still rolling around the rim. And just like that, the Magic have built it back up to an 18-point cushion.
And a minute prior to that, I thought Chuck Daly and company was concerned. John Calipari had a feeling that his team was making a tiny bit of a run, and back-to-back TOs, and you're in trouble.
Foul called on Hardaway. Stops the clock with 1:15 to play. Third quarter, 14 foul on the Magic, first in the last 2 minutes. The next one will put the Nets at the free throw line.
And the Nets have one to give. Burrell with long arms, save that pass.
Burrell, hard drive, and he draws the foul. Scott Burrell will get a pair with 1:02 showing on the clock. 67-49 Orlando. Nets coming off the victory over Atlanta on Sunday night. That after the loss to the Hawks down south on Saturday night. Orlando, team that finished 41-41 last season, beat the Knicks on opening night, came up with a victory over the Boston Celtics the other night. And Chuck Daly, first time in Daly's career that his team did not make the playoffs last season when he's coached a full season in the NBA. He's had that kind of success at this level. 67-51 Magic. Timer down to 3. Hardaway blocked by McIlvaine, and Hardaway went down hard.
McIlvaine did also, but got right back up. Got those legs underneath. The shot clock with 1. Here's the help. Burrell takes a shot also. McIlvaine just pops right back up. This has to come towards the basket, I would think, but they're not allowing it.
Hardaway catch and shoot.
Oh, he got that off in time.
Boykin's able to save it. There's about a 10-second difference. Shot clock to game clock winding down in the third. Nets in a hole. Boykins thought about taking it amongst the trees, but thought better of it. On a crossover.
Good skip pass.
Ryan Evans. Rainbow delivery. Jason Williams couldn't grab it at first. Saves it to the wrong man. Hardaway, the lead pass. Harpring. Cherry picking again. Tough angle. Matt Harpring, the rookie.
Oh, he gets down the floor in a hurry.
Boykins. Jason Williams, short pop. No good. End of 3 here at the Meadowlands. Williams now 0 of 9 from the field. And the Nets trailing. Down big after 3.
Whether you enjoy working out in the afternoon.
Oh, you mean never dribble with your head down and always look to pass first?
No, you taught me the importance of sportsmanship.
That's true. I've always said it's better to be a good sport than to be good at sports. What was the other lesson?
Mom always knows best.
That was the first lesson your father learned.
I think we both know why we're here. There comes a time in every career when you just gotta hang 'em up. You're not pulling your weight anymore. Look at you. I mean, look at you. I gotta cut you.
Expect more from your credit card. Introducing Discover Platinum. With a new low rate and a cashback bonus award, it pays to discover. Platinum. Call 1-800-DISCOVER.
Get out of here.
Boy, it's jumping Jack Williams in the flash camera. Live from the Meadowlands. Orlando leading 69-51. It's Fox Sports New York, New Jersey Nets hat night. Everybody's getting one. Joel Mandelbaum, who was working early this morning at Nets practice. Wild sweater. Got that one from Carnesecca. The producer, Frank DeGrace, right there. Our director, Dave Hagan. Wild whip shots everywhere in the truck. Bob Lawani back there working the graphics. Hey, what a team. Look at this. Everybody in uniform. I did not get a hat, Iron Eagle, and I know that you and Jim Sparnarkle did. So we'll be working and fighting over that before too long. Back to you. It's rather clear. Our crew's credo, if it's free, it's me.
That's it. They will gobble them up.
We'll get one for Crispino, no?
No.
Okay, no. 69-51, just 16 seconds gone by in the fourth quarter. Personal foul called on Bo Outlaw. Scott Burrell firing as Jason Williams came over the back and will get tagged with the offensive foul.
You could just see it line. Jason Williams lining that one up. It appeared as if he had a decent path at first. Well, some of them go against you.
We have seen very little of Chris Gatling. 19 minutes so far, and not sure if Gatling's even going to come back in this game. He's been nursing a number of injuries.
Yeah, the hamstring in particular looked a little off.
Scott Burrell running the floor. Oh, Penny Hardaway, the block shot, no goaltending call. Harpring lines it up. Armstrong leaping up in the air to out-rebound taller players on the inside. So they'll reset the offense with the Magic in front by 18.
For the most of this evening, the Magic have been a touch quicker getting to the basketball. I know the Nets at halftime were out rebounding them. Nice look.
Backdoor cut, and Hardaway found Harpering. Penny Hardaway, all-around game, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. And Matt Harpering, 14 points.
He has given them a nice lift. Did you see the block shots? That's going to be goaltending.
Well, they went for another, Ike Austin. And as we know, with Boykins and his release, it has a long way to go as it goes up, but Austin did not get that one on the way up. He got it on the way down.
Clearly, and that ball looked as if it was going to go in. And got to keep some pressure on offensively. Nets have to D it up, though, also at their end.
Nets shooting 31% from the field. And they are in an 18-point hole. Armstrong. Darrell Armstrong. Another Magic player who has logged a lot of miles to get to this point in his career. Played in Spain, Cyprus, USBL, GBL, and the CBA.
A lot of letters there, huh?
Well, Boykins not hitting from the outside. For those of you wondering, the GBL, the Global Basketball League. Actually, Espinarca try out for that one. Nets turned it over again.
What's the contract?
Oh, not even close to what you're making right now, big fella.
We go as a package, though, you and me.
18 turnovers for the Nets. Harper gets it to the outside. Timer is winding down. Hardaway, air ball on a three-point attempt. 9:03 left. We're in the fourth. Orlando, big lead.
You know something, Lou?
Yeah?
I know why we got fired. Too much of your yapping and not enough of this.
What's that? Hey, that was uncalled for.
Oh, and electrocuting us last year was okay.
That was a joke.
Ah, you like jokes, huh? Here's one for you. Two frogs walk into a bar. One of them does this.
Ow! Slap the punk!
Call security!
Who's your daddy?
Yeah, hey! Ow!
Want a piece of me?
Frankie!
Look, he's changing colors.
Squirt some tears, punk.
Frankie! I think they're upset!
Ford, built for the way you live.
Whether you like to hit the trails or check out the big city, you'll want to get to the President's Day sale at your Tri-State Quality Ford store today and check out the great deals on Ford Explorer. Now get a $269 a month lease on a go anywhere, do anything Ford Explorer Sport, or get 1.9 financing on every Explorer in stock. So hurry in today to the President's Day sale going on now.
Really? You bet I can get there.
See your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
Dearest Valentine,
To the one I love.
to someone special.
Someone special. Roses are red.
Valentine's our special day.
What rhymes with orange?
And you're special as a three-point play.
There's no Z in xylophone.
When we're apart, I'm in a funk.
Cramp.
When we're together, I want to dunk.
That's dumb. No. Now that is bad.
Our in-game matchup brought to you by the New York Marriott Marquis, Broadway's biggest hit. At the point guard position, Penny Hardaway and Kendall Gill. Hardaway, the all-around effort, has taken 17 shots, so the shooting just isn't there. Came in shooting 45%, but he's doing everything else. 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Kendall Gill, 8 points in a role that is rather foreign to him. He has played the point guard position, played it a little bit in high school, and did play it 3 years ago back in 1996 at this level.
It's a big adjustment, though, for him. I mean, coming out, there's so many different types of responsibilities.
Keith Van Horn fouled by Bo Outlaw, who picks up number 4. Not a shooting situation, so the Nets will get it side out. And Scott Burrell takes a timeout. Couldn't get it into play with 8:54 left in the fourth. And the Magic in front, 73-53.
And when you look up on and you see that scoreboard with only 53 points on the board, Nets have to find some offense somewhere.
Step aside and come back with more fourth quarter action on Fox Sports New York.
is one of the safest ways to cross treacherous terrain. The all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most capable sport utility ever. Check out the award-winning Grand Cherokee Limited at your dealer.
I'm gonna go look at stereos.
Every time we're here, you look at stereos. Then you test them, then you listen to them. Why don't you ever just buy one? They've got Sony, Iowa, Yamaha. The prices are the lowest you've ever seen. You're never gonna find anything better. Just get one. Do it. Buy it. Commit.
You know nothing about men, do you?
Check out the best sellers at The Wiz. Great prices on the top 10 sellers in every department. TVs, audio, movies, DVD players, music, and more. Only at The Wiz, your ticket to entertainment.
Keith Van Horn scoring off of the timeout on the interior, and the Nets cutting into the Orlando lead, but it's now 18. Nets come up with a steal. Van Horn in for the finger roll.
I love it when you don't have to put the ball on the floor. Give it to him and let him go. Nets all of a sudden with a little bit of a burst. Let's see if they can make something happen. They have a couple of minutes before the panic time sets in.
73-57 Orlando. Nets need some stops on the defensive end. Crowd trying to get involved. Armstrong. 5 to shoot. Grant will put it up.
All of a sudden at that, he just can't come up with a loose ball.
Evans comes up with that loose ball. Kendall Gill gets it across. Just under 8 minutes to play in the fourth. Burrell, the dump down for Gill using the body on the short turnaround.
Big possession right here at both ends of the floor. Rhythm is obviously, and the momentum is obviously tilted now to the New Jersey Nets. Whoa, can't do that, Jason.
Williams went for the steal on Harper. Right now, let's check in with Mike Crispino.
All right, thank you. I know a gentleman here was going to audition for my job, Daniel Stern, so I'm going to turn it over to him right now because he says he can do this job better than I can. Is that correct?
It's not really that tough. He shows up to the game and walks around with the microphone. So, where are you living these days?
I live up in Connecticut. Where do you live?
I live out in California. Thanks for asking.
And you have been doing what lately?
I'm working on this show Dilbert on UPN that I hope everybody watches. Pretty funny cartoon show or animation show. And I'm really pissed off at these Nets. They're turning the ball over like every other time down the court.
Did you get a hat tonight?
Did I get what?
You got a free?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? I'm going to work on that.
I got to get a hat.
Are you narrating any of the voices in this show?
Yeah, I'm Dilbert.
Oh, okay.
I am Dilbert. So
when are we going to see that?
There's a big fight happening.
Let's go back to the court iron before Daniel Stern gets himself in more trouble.
Hey, Daniel, you didn't get the job, my man.
Whoa. Maybe Mike does Dilbert better.
Brian Evans knocks it down for 3. What Daniel Stern was alluding to, not exactly journalistically sound, is that Keith Van Horn got poked in the eye.
A fight break.
Not exactly a fight.
Little overreaction, maybe.
75-62. Meanwhile, the Nets are getting back in this game. Timer winding down again. There's a steal. Gill cruising in for the two-handed stop.
His legs look okay. All of a sudden, the fans are into this, and Chuck Daly a little nervous. Chuck is on the treadmill over there, walking up and down the sidelines now.
An 11-2 run for New Jersey. And Daly takes a timeout. Nets are trying to rally. Orlando with a 75-64 advantage. Nets trivia brought to you by OmniPoint. Our question tonight, Dominique and Gerald Wilkins are one set of 6 brothers to play for the same team in the same year in the NBA. We asked you, can you name 3 of the other 5? But really, we want you to name all 5.
That's it. Go for the whole thing. Go for the gusto. There's Dominique.
You don't know any, do you?
No, I won't give anybody away. Give any help.
So far, the Nets leading the fourth quarter 13-6 after putting just 8 points on the board in the third. And Orlando has turned it over again. Nets making their move with 6:25 left in the fourth quarter.
There are usually 2, if not 3 runs in a basketball game in the NBA. And that's generally speaking because now these guys are in up to top-notch form, but they have a run going now.
Kendall Gill sneaking his way to the interior.
What happened to the Magic and what happened to the Nets? Total role reversals.
13-2 Nets run. 9-point Orlando lead. Penny Hardaway cannot hit the three. Gill with the leak out by Burrell. And he'll back it out.
What's happening is the Magic are starting to shoot the ball as a team from deeper range. And the Nets just seem to be a little quicker right now getting to the basketball.
Gill has the size advantage on Armstrong. Off the pick set by Gatlin. Jumper. Short. Gatlin following his own shot. And Anderson tipped the ball to himself. Armstrong lightning quick. Gill went for the block. And Armstrong is going to the free throw line as our cameraman just took a tumble. Vinny Scathini landed on his back and still kept the gum in his mouth.
That's it.
Let's take a look at what Vinny was looking at.
Vinny, duck.
Oh.
Feet in the air. Vince is okay.
Vinny, you okay? He's all right.
Still got the gum. No hat.
That's
He's
all
all
right. Part to me. You figure the gum's he's either going to swallow it or it comes out. Obviously, Vinny didn't think to shave for the appearance here tonight. 77-66 Orlando. Traveling is called.
Now you have two sets, and John Calipari looking for a pushing call against his franchise player in Keith Van Horn. Two bad sets after a few good ones by the Nets.
You see the turnovers, 21 for the Nets. And nearly one for Orlando.
Somebody's got to help. John Calipari is going to call for some help. I think that ball went off Penny Hardaway.
T. Kantner coming in. And Joe Forty saying he's got it. John Calipari is livid. Joe Forty going over to the scorer's table. Not quite sure what Forty had to say.
Called a foul on somebody?
He just called a foul on Keith Van Horn, number 5.
Well, that's one way to figure out what's going on. So that foul would come before the tip out of bounds, so that's why the foul overrules that particular play. Look at Hardaway in the corner.
Ball movement, Gatlin comes over. 8 to shoot. Hardaway on the perimeter. On the crossover, he beat Burrell. Hanging in the air, the jumper no good. Hardaway following his own shot.
Uh-oh, that might be it for Van Horn. Did you say he had 5?
I did indeed, and it is number 6 for Keith Van Horn. Let's take a look at the play before when Van Horn was called for his 5th.
So you're going to say that he's getting in the way, kind of like pass interference in football, but I mean, that's just a bad play. I mean, sure, there's some contact, but it's both ends.
So a bad call.
Yeah, a bad call, because I think, wasn't the call that it was the basketball was the Magic underneath?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, they tipped it out of bounds, and all of a sudden they come back, they turn it into a fouling situation.
And Keith Van Horn has fouled out of a game for the first time in his NBA career. 17 points, 6 rebounds on 8 of 17 shooting, only 2 free throw attempts.
See, and in a night when they've been struggling as Hardaway hits that second, they really need him down the last 4.5 minutes of a basketball game, because he will take the shot. Oh, brother.
Gatling turns it over.
Hardaway's going to slow it down. That's a smart move. They got a 13-point lead. Clock is their friend at this point. Watch the Grants flare out.
There it is, the jumper. Burrell tried to grab the rebound, but he just did not have the leaping ability that Bo Outlaw did. And a new shot clock for Orlando to work with. If it's going to happen for the Nets, it has to happen here. They trail by 13.
And they'll take about 40 seconds off on this side of the floor. 40 seconds off the clock.
5 to shoot. Armstrong. Straight away 3.
Now look at Grant keeping it alive. Wow, he just can't grab the basketball.
79-66 Orlando. Evans of 3, they need it.
Boy, did they ever. Gives him a little punch back in the belly or so into the Magic belly. See what the Nets can do defensively.
A former member of the Magic, Evans, has 8 off the bench. 10-point lead and a foul called. Chris Gatling was trying to deal with Nick Anderson on the drive. Nets are over the limit. Anderson is going to the free throw line where he is not very strong. 3-point shooting. Magic started out hot, thanks in large part to Nick Anderson, but they have cooled off from 3.
There was a day when it was probably smart for Nick Anderson to step away from the foul line and go to the 3-point line and shoot it.
That day is
right now
still here. 67 career games in the NBA. First time that Keith Van Horn has been disqualified with 6 personal fouls. Nick Anderson,
long.
He is now 0 of 4. Anderson, the loose ball foul. I tell you, ever since that game 1 of the 1995 NBA Finals where Anderson missed those free throws against the Houston Rockets, he just cannot find the stroke from the line. Confidence is there from the outside.
Oh, absolutely. And we got a great show with him shooting the ball from long range, but tell me that's not a mental thing going to the line.
20 rebounds for Williams, by the way. The dump down, Williams couldn't hold on to it.
Oh, look at this, nobody getting back.
Burrell went for the steal, and he's called for the foul, which is a very wise decision considering the way that Anderson is shooting free throws. So the Nets trailing by 10 with 3:09 to play in the 4th, and Nick Anderson going to the free throw line. For Scott Burrell, that's his 3rd personal foul.
And that turnover once again. Gatling trying to feed the middle of the floor. A lot of traffic down that end, but a 2-on-1 break, and that's the only choice Burrell had.
Anderson. Now 1 for 5. Let's wrap up our Omni-Point Nets trivia question. The other brother combinations to play on the same team, the McGuires, Van Arsdale, Jones, and the Prices.
I don't think that basket is snapped all the way back up there, Ian. That basket looks as if the rim is still pointed down.
I think you're right. Ball was jarred out of the hands of Jason Williams. It does appear to be tilted down a bit. Armstrong blocked by Williams. Out of bounds. 9 seconds to shoot. Tough to tell, obviously, from that angle, but we have a very good angle from our broadcast location.
I don't think it's snapped all the way back. It's close, but not there.
Armstrong, the leaner. Didn't matter.
Yep, didn't matter at all.
Nets down 82-69. 2:35 to play. Burrell looked to the interior where Gatling and Outlaw are battling. Gill splitting defenders as he draws the foul. The 4th team foul called on the Orlando Magic.
John Calipari trying to instruct Scott Burrell to get that ball down in the blocks to Gatling. He was fairly well defended, and Coach Cal just wants him to try to get it down there, though. He knows the importance of getting the ball to Gatling on the blocks, at least to get to the free throw line, worst case.
Gill missing on the first attempt. That was his first free throw of the evening. How have they gone on without Sam Cassell in the lineup? Offensively, it's been a struggle. Even in the victory over Atlanta, scoring points didn't come easy.
And also a second look at Eric Murdoch as you take a look at Ronnie Cycli also. And most of these guys they're shooting for, give or take, Monday at Miami. That's what the word going around is. You wonder whether Cassell may be one of the few guys to come back earlier. Kittle's another name that has to pop up into the equation. They're just taking the clock down. Another 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Anderson, air ball and a 3-point attempt.
Oh, they got a foul, I think, beforehand.
Just before the 24-second shot clock expired. It's being called on Scott Burrell. That is a bailout. John Calipari will substitute McIlvain and Boykins for Gill and Williams for the final 2:04 of the 4th. The Nets short-handed once again. They came up with a victory on Sunday night, but doesn't appear as if they'll be able to make it 2 in a row. Horace Grant. His first free throw attempt of the season. 3 championship rings in Chicago, a steady player. Chuck Daly calls him the Rock.
Right, terrific career.
Gatling ahead for Evans. Screen set by McElvain. Tough off-balance shot for Brian Evans.
A feeler shot.
Evans now with 10 points. Grant running the floor, reverse layup, blocked and a foul.
Outlaw ran him over. McElvain stepped right in his path.
Bo Outlaw called for the offensive foul.
What happens when you get those taller guys handling the ball? He picks up his 5th foul.
McElvain all in one move. A friendly rim as he hits hard on the release. 83-74.
Want to foul Anderson if you can. Get to him quickly.
They didn't do it. They're backing up to play defense. Hardaway forced to the outside. Upstairs, Outlaw saved it. Anderson the jump shot. Look at
Hardaway with the save too to save that possession. You got to go quickly. Got to shoot that one.
Earl Boykins connecting from the outside.
Fans still reacting to Boykins. Got a foul. Got to come in quickly.
Matching his career high of 6 points set on Sunday night. Foul Anderson, and that's unable to do so.
They have to foul right here, and they take Hardaway instead of Anderson. Gatling just wasn't close enough to him.
So Penny Hardaway will go to the free throw line. NBA leaders brought to you by McDonald's. Our category tonight, all-time leaders, total points, and Dominique Wilkins enters action number 8 on the all-time list. And look at some of those names.
Nice company, huh?
Wilkins playing with his brother Gerald Wilkins. And Keith Van Horn, who fouled out of this game earlier in the 4th quarter. Not much time to think about this one. They've got Milwaukee tomorrow night on the road. Burrell gets it across.
Oh, he has some range, doesn't he, when he gets his legs underneath him?
Scott Burrell. Quick foul called. Stops the clock with 58.9 seconds left. And Boykins getting his first personal foul. So more free throws coming up for the Orlando Magic. First of 3 meetings for these two teams. The next 2 will be at the Arena on March the 30th and April 30th. Darrell Armstrong at the line for the Magic. Once again, a reminder, the Nets will take the floor at the Bradley Center tomorrow night. Nets and Bucks in Milwaukee. We'll have it for you on Fox Sports New York. Coverage begins with Continental Airlines Nets game night. Mike Crispino at 8 o'clock. Tip-off just after 8:30. Penny Hardaway with the steal. And it's funny, you think about it. What could have been? Penny Hardaway, rumored to have been traded to the Nets a year ago right now. For whatever reason, the deal broke down at the end, and Hardaway remained with the Orlando Magic. Looked like Sam Cassell and Kendall Gill would be on their way to Toronto in a 3-way deal involving Damon Stoudemire. Nets eventually did some business with the Magic, acquiring Ronnie Cycli, but how these teams would be different right now.
Oh, can you imagine?
Earl Boykins, a 3. Knocked outside, McElvain for Boykins. Down to 15 seconds left. Evans the baseline jump, and Brian Evans doing a decent job offensively here in the second half. 12 points. Nets will back off, and that will do it. The Orlando Magic come into the Meadowlands and leave with a victory. Nets drop to 1-2 on the young season. Magic 89, New Jersey 81. Nick Anderson had the hot hand early. Nets made a run in the 4th quarter, but it wasn't enough. Penny Hardaway, an all-around effort for the Magic, as Orlando improves to 3-1. First of 3 meetings for these two clubs. Nets just didn't have the firepower tonight, and the injuries caught up to them here this evening.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just don't think overall they had the quickness that Orlando had. They weren't as fast to the basketball, and it showed in the final score.
Step aside here from the Continental Airlines Arena. Once again, the final, Orlando 89, New Jersey 81. Coming up Much more on Fox Sports.